Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. And not surprising, we've had another quiet day. For those of you who have been trading for a while, this is the first time in a long time that we've had what I would call a real August, meaning that it's supposed to be slow and choppy. If you guys remember last year at this time, if we go back in August, we had a flash crash. And the year before that was actually pretty volatile as well. So this is kind of what I would call more typical. And the overall theme right now is that, look, you know what? There is definitely accumulation going on. We do not want to fight the trend, but there are also warning signs all over the place. For example, the skew is over 135. That's bearish. The put-call ratio, the 10-day moving average of it, is in the bearish territory. The VIX on the daily chart has a squeeze. If it fires long, we crash. So you know, what's interesting in this type of a situation is what do you do? Well, while you're in this, and by the way, I expect it to stay like this until we get through Labor Day. Okay, that's actually kind of a normal kind of a thing. The big players are on vacation, and they're going to come back ready to play. And in fact, if someone said, hey, you know, John, you can only trade 6 months out of the year, what would it be? It would be the last 3 months of the year and the first 3 months of the following year, and then I'd be done. 6 months on, 6 months off. In fact, that sounds like a good idea for next year. But anyway, we'll get to that later. So in this kind of environment, selling straddles, iron condors on the indexes, on what I would call regular stocks is great. Where we've been making our money is on unusual situations. Okay, so what are unusual situations? Well, the two things are news of the day and earnings. So this is an example of kind of the news of the day, which there's not a lot of indicators that you can use except one, you got to be alert, and then you got to know how these things kind of move. So I did not see this opportunity. Okay, I was like, I mean, because a lot of times I'm not staring at the news. Like Tesla had already made its move up, right? But then it pulled back. Okay, it pulled back to a 50% level. I got the confirmation, okay, that level is going to hold, and I loaded up on the 220 calls. Okay, and I went big. This is kind of a go big or go home because I was only planning on being in this trade for like 1 to 2 hours. Elon Musk sent out a tweet saying, hey, I got an announcement I'm going to make at 2 o'clock Central. So guess what? I wanted to be out of this by 2 o'clock Central, but this pattern, the odds of this pattern actually retesting this high, okay, and exceeding that high are incredibly high. So we dove into that. We did it in the room. We're in it for a couple hours, and because it's what I would call a focused, high probability, concentrated position, we were able to turn an otherwise quiet day into a rather fun day. Now, there's two types of trades today that I missed that I'm a little frustrated that I missed, but I'm also pleased to find out that there is a tool for this that's available. One is Best Buy. So Best Buy had better than expected earnings today. I did not play this earnings play in any way, shape, or form. For those of you that know, I'm a big advocate of earnings plays, although I don't play all of them. I just kind of play the high profile ones. And you know what? Best Buy kind of slipped by me, but there is a service out there that said that there was an 80% probability that Best Buy was going to beat expectations. Well, guess what? On something like that, I could at the very least have sold puts, and I could have made some money on that, and that would have been great. And this same service for McDonald's, okay, and McDonald's, and you guys know McDonald's. I mean, this is a huge company. It's not going to go out of business anytime soon. But if you've noticed that the stock market is going up, but McDonald's peaked back in May, and this company was saying, hey, you know what? This is a false high. You need to get out of the stock because you know this is a sucker play right now. In fact, we can take a look at that chart real quick. So this is the tool that they use, and I'm super intrigued by this. So here's McDonald's, okay, and they've got the check and money flow. They've got a proprietary overbought, oversold indicator, and then what I love here is relative strength versus the SPY. This is hugely important, and then what's called the power gauge. So here's McDonald's in an uptrend, okay, new all-time highs, but you can see that what's called stealth distribution in the money flow. Okay, and then relative strength, of course, to the SPY goes under, and the power gauge has been neutral during this whole rally. The point of this is that if this is, I mean, from a regular charting perspective, the stock looks attractive, right? Like, okay, let's buy this. But this was screaming, not only get out of the stock if you're long, but consider some shorting opportunities. This was a real eye-opener today. This was something where a couple of things came up. First of all, I've looked at a lot of different things that combine fundamentals plus technicals, but this is the best one I've seen. And then secondly, it's just knowing and having that tool in advance that you've actually got an indicator that says, hey, guess what? This stock should have an upside earning surprise, or it potentially could have a downside earning surprise. For example, for Netflix, this software is calling for a negative downward surprise for its October earnings. Okay, so anyway, I found this webinar and this information to be fascinating, and this is a tool that I'm starting to use as of right now. All right, so what is this software? This is Chaikin Analytics. Mark has been around for 50 plus years, and it is very rare. I mean, if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that I very rarely say this is a great tool, and I'm here to say that this is a great tool. It's chaikinanalytics.com/Carter, okay, and that'll give you a discount. It's normally $1,950 for the year. Okay, it's a year-long package to access the software. With this, you guys get a $300 discount, and you can do it for $1,650. I have recently started using this. It's kind of like a dream come true. I've talked to many people who said, oh my gosh, you make up this money many times over very early, especially if you know how to use options. Anyway, I just want to share this with you. Obviously, it's completely up to you if you want to use this or not. I just think with what I know of the markets, what I've seen of how the markets act, that example with McDonald's, that example with Best Buy, plus there's a ton of analytics on the actual stock markets themselves, i.e. the SPY versus the IWM, and it's got its own scanner included. This is an amazing piece of software, and I just wanted to share it with you guys so you could take advantage of it, okay? Chaikin Analytics, this is, I'm just going to say up front, this is a hard URL to type in, so, but that is correct. I copied and pasted it, but it's Chaikin, okay? Analytics.com/Carter, and that'll get you the $300 discount, and that discount is good until Friday at midnight. Okay, you guys have a great day, great trading tomorrow, and we'll see you at the next update.